These stats prove to explore the apparent repercussions women face today based off the color of their skin. It is prominent to understand the economic oppression Black women face today. The systematic oppression that is extremely prevalent in American society today seems to be almost fully directed towards the Black community, only creating a wider gap between the government and them. Even though view on African Americans have been slightly better since the first half of the century, there is a distinct outline of the oppressors who want to keep the oppressed destitute, which has been undoubtedly shown since the United States conception. In August of 1920, women were granted the right to vote by the implementation of the 19th Amendment. Since then, women have slowly progressed into having the same rights as men. And although most people would assume that women have reached the same status as men given the modern era, that is simply not the case. Women today are still oppressed in multiple ways, and yet we, as a society, turn a blind eye to the oppression that physically and emotionally harms women as a gender and as individuals. Not only are women financially oppressed, but women are also socially and sexually oppressed in more ways than one. In Chapter 2 of Black Feminist Thought, Collins starts an idea that many others, including Kimberly Crenshaw, agrees to. A concept such as this, relating to the Black woman oppression. Black women experience discrimination in ways similar to white women's experiences. Sometimes they share very similar experiences with Black men, yet often they experience double discrimination, the combined effects of practices with discriminate on the basis of race and the basis of sex. And sometimes they experience discrimination as Black women, not the sum of race and sex discrimination, but as Black women. This component summarizes the subordinate group here. In this case, Black women sees a different reality than that of their oppressors, in this case, the white society. Economic oppression within the Black female society. Imagine working extra months on end in order to earn the same paycheck as your male counterpart. For Black women today, it takes approximately 8 months to catch up to the same earnings to that of an average white male. Today, Black women are not only oppressed in job opportunity, but especially in equal gender pay. Under the Pew Research Center, it is found and stated that full-time women workers are paid 77% of their male counterparts' earnings, executing to 77 cents to the male's $1. And Black women only 66%, coming to 66 cents to the white man's dollar. White privilege, a battle still made in the USA today. 27.6% of blacks are below the poverty line, compared to that only of 9.8% of whites. 44% of white Americans make above $50,000 a year, yet only 30% of Black Americans pass the same threshold. And education? While education fuels social mobility and economic growth within communities, there are striking differences. Only 15% of Black Americans do not have high school diplomas, compared to that of 7.5% of white Americans. How Black women today are working to eliminate such issues one step at a time. In the book Black Feminist Thought by Patricia Hill Collins, Collins makes two distinctive points that drives the book's perspective. Collins gives two main theories to the concept as to why Black women occupy to their own oppression. The first component being Black women's political and economic status provides them with a distinctive set of experiences that offers a different view of material reality than that of the available to other groups. This idea already setting up Black women for lack of equality in a white-driven society in terms of status, income, and lifestyle. The second component being these experiences stimulate a distinctive Black feminist consciousness concerning the material reality. These ideas together summarize the struggles placed upon Black women. That the social injustices arise from the exterior problems of the public policy, social justice, or income status, but only reach to deeper discrimination involving being looked upon as inapt to hold positions, all the way to being seen as aggressive in the position held. Black women today have not only expressed themselves through blues, writers, and editors of papers, but also have been creating clubs and organizations that have created a grounded foundation of public policy, social justice, and economic and social issues. They've been working hard to increase employment while trying to decrease the repercussions of lack of fair pay equity. However, though these were main factors to numerous groups and organizations, their hardest efforts arise from the thoughts of being less than human, aggressive, and sexually deviant. They continue to compel the force of equality and have served to show courage and hope in all aspects of Black women's lives through their voices, writings, and framed agendas.